Okay, what I'm going to show you here is how to choose the music from our website if you've hired a Digital Americana, which is the jukebox here, a jukebox in a box, the Diamond S jukebox, or indeed the Spaceman Digital Jukebox. We can begin here, which is the main front page, jukebox45s.com, and from here we'll go through to the Jukebox Hire page just by clicking there. And the paragraph we're interested in is headed up the music, which is about halfway down on the hire page, so we scroll down and it's this paragraph here. One of the first things you may want to do is click through to some of the web pages, which shows the tracks of the individual albums that you can then go on and select from the link here. So we can select one of the links here, we click on here, and we can have a browse through and see which albums ultimately we want to choose. The link here is a lot of various albums. Most of the albums you'd know anyway, so for instance we've got Sam's Town, The Killers, you'd probably know what tracks are on that album, but some of the various albums may be a little bit less clear on. So for instance here we've got one here called the Dance Ministry of Sound album. You know generally what type of music is going to be on there, but you may just want to have a quick look through and see what the actual tracks are. So anyway, there's nothing more to be done on these pages than have a browse through. There's a lot here. You can see how small the scroll bar button is on the right hand here, so the pages are quite heavy in terms of the internet, but have a look through and it just gives you a flavour of what's available. So we're going to close that and go back through to the hire page, and as I say, the page we ultimately want to use to make the selections is navigatable from here. So we click on here and we go through to the album selector page. Now you don't have to do any of this in actual fact. If you give us no instruction, we will put together a good mix for you, and I'd like to think that in the course of hiring thousands of jukeboxes over however long it is, 15 years or so, we generally know the type of stuff to include and not to include on a general mix for a wedding, a house party, birthday party, corporate event. If you give us no instruction, generally we'll put together a good mix, 1960s through to modern day. It'll all be strong pop, it'll all be stuff you know and recognise, nothing weird and wonderful. Or you can just say to us, we want a lot more modern music, we want a lot of 80s music, or even a 50s do, a rock and roll do, can you put that together for us, and we'll do that for you. But these are the pages you need to use if you want to choose the specific albums. So anyway, to get back to it, the first thing we need to do is type in our name, email address and the date of the hire. So I'm going to type in my name here. It's already done for me because I've done this a number of times in the course of trying to record this video. So I type in my email address, and importantly please give us the date of the hire. So I'm typing in the 14th of November 2013. We have had occasions in the past where the hirer, two hirers have got exactly the same name, and we just need to double check which hire it relates to, rather than having one person select another person's music, which would not be any fun for somebody. So please give us the date of the hire, email address and your name, and then from here we've got the list of music, and we just open up the list by clicking on the little arrow there, and then we go through and choose the albums that we want included. No other albums will be included, it's only the albums you choose that will be included within your jukebox hire. So we can click the ABBA albums here. We'll have Adele, air guitar. Air guitar is one of the albums you know it's going to be rock music of a sort, but you may just want to have a look on those previous pages and see which specific rock tracks are included within that various album. Similarly for things like this, All Time Party Volume 1, you know it's going to be fun party type music, but you may just want to check the tracks that are going to be included. So we go through the A's and we choose some albums. Carry on scrolling down, there's a lot here, so I mean that's just the A's, A's and B's, and then we'll have perhaps a look at the M's. We'll have the Ollie Murs album, we'll have a Monkeys album, we'll have a Kylie Minogue album. Scroll up a bit to see the rest. Anyway, you get the idea. Bruno Mars, Bob Marley, another standard, everybody's favourite. And on that point actually, the music you'll see here, there is a lot, but we're a long way off stocking everything. Nobody could truly stock everything, but what we try and provide are the standards. So you go through here and you'll see, you know, a lot of the standard type music, nothing really weird and wonderful that people are used to seeing on, you know, at parties and weddings and things. We also try and include, you know, everything that's reasonably fairly popular. We can't include everything or provide everything, but you do have the opportunity with these jukeboxes to provide some of your own music. So there's something you're keen on that we haven't got, you can provide that yourself, and then that balances it up and adds it to the music that we're providing. Then effectively, hopefully, you get the best of both worlds. So anyway, you go through all of the lists, spend some time on it. Generally, as a rule of thumb, it's not written in stone, but choose anything from sort of 100 to 150 albums. We do have people that have everything on there, but it's not a great idea. You kind of run the risk of stuff being on there that you wouldn't want. It would be the easiest thing in the world for us with every jukebox hire just to send out the jukebox with all of the music loaded on there. It would just dramatically reduce the amount of work we put into these things, and I know that's what the other hirers do, but it's just not a good idea. You end up with stuff on there that you don't want on there. Your guests will find tracks that just are not in keeping with the atmosphere you're trying to create for your party. It's a lazy way of hiring jukeboxes, really. The reason why you're hiring a jukebox and not having a DJ is because you want to control the music on there. You want your friends choosing the music, you want to have some input on the music that's on there. And if you're just having a tons of music piled on there, that's all being taken away from you. And also, if you have too much music on there, you run the risk of people spending far too much time navigating through the jukebox, trying to find the tracks they want, rather than just getting on there, choosing a couple of songs, and then getting back on the dance floor and carrying on with the fun of the party. As I say, we don't do this because it's easy. We do this because it's, you know, how things should be done, and we're trying to do a good job, and it's why we're so busy. But generally, as I say, as a rule of thumb, 150 albums is more than enough. But it's your party, do what you want. I'm sounding too bossy at the moment, but yeah, do what you want with it. But go through, choose the albums you want. If you've made a mistake and you wanted to do the process again, press the reset button. But if you want to keep the albums and you want us to receive an email detailing the albums that you've selected, you need to press the submit button. So you press the submit button, we then get an email detailing the tracks and the albums you've selected. You'll get an email saying that we've received that safely and thanks very much for your selections. And then come the day of your hire, they're the albums that will be loaded onto your jukebox. I think we're the only jukebox company that I certainly know of that currently offers this facility. No doubt somebody will copy us, as they do with many of the other facilities some point in the future, and I may need to update this video, but I think at the moment we're the only people that you can do this with. It's a great feature. We're very proud of it. I hope that helps. If you need any more help, always just drop us an email or give us a call. But thanks very much for watching.